guys, welcome back to Cooking with the Salmons, and this is Greg. Now today I'm going to be teaching you how to make one of my favorite breakfast foods, and that's Jamaican breakfast. Now I'm going to be teaching you how to make salt mackerel. Alright? Now this is basically second for most Jamaicans to ackee and saltfish. You can prepare it in a myriad of ways, but I'm going to teach you one way, and it's just the regular way. You can also do salt mackerel rundown, which is very popular in Jamaica as well. But for today, I'm going to just be teaching you how to make salt mackerel the basic way. Alright? Now, before we do that, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit that post notification bell as well so you'll be notified each time we post. Alright? And without further delay, let's get started. Okay guys, so these are the ingredients that we're going to be using for our salt mackerel today. Alright? So I have half of a large onion that's sliced. Then I have some diced tomatoes. This is a large tomato diced. Then I have some bell peppers. I have the orange, the green, and the yellow. Looks better. Presentation looks better with the colors. You can use whichever one you choose. And here we also have our salted mackerel. Alright? Now you can get salted mackerel at most Caribbean stores or Caribbean supermarket. Alright? Now we're also going to be using, I'm going to be adding some fish seasoning. This is Easy Spice, a Jamaican brand, Easy Spice fish seasoning. I'm going to use some thyme leaves. Normally I prefer to use the fresh thyme, but can't seem to find fresh thyme now. So I'm using thyme leaves. Also I'm going to be adding some black pepper and some granulated garlic or garlic powder. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how we go about preparing one of Jamaica's favorite dish, second to ackee and saltfish, which was going to be our salt mackerel. Alright? So let's go ahead and show you how it's done. Okay guys, so our salted mackerel. Normally these mackerel comes in a bucket of salted brine. Alright? So it is extremely salty. They normally come whole and you just cut them in half. They normally come like this. Alright? Split down the middle. These have no scales. We can go ahead and boil and strip the outer layer if you choose. If you choose not to, you don't have to. Alright, but it's extremely salty. So we're going to go ahead and cut them in half like we did here. And in order to get some of the saltiness out, we're going to go ahead and place them in some cold water. Put them on the stove. Let it get to a boil for about 6 to 8 minutes. Then you replace that water with fresh water. Have it boil again for about 5 minutes. And then we're ready to start the process because we need to get some of the salt out. The meal itself is a very salty meal, but we still need to get some of this salt out that it's been soaking in that brine for who knows how long. All right, so let's go ahead and show you the rest of the process. I'm going to go ahead and slice this, place it in the pot of cold water, get the stove turned on, and have it boil for about 8 minutes. All right. Okay guys, so we have our cold water on a stove. Go ahead and place our mackerel in our cold water. Just enough water to cover the mackerel is good enough. Also, traditionally, this meal is normally known as breakfast food. But you can have it whenever you choose. And it's normally had with things like dumplings, green bananas, yam. Normally, most things apart from rice. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and get the stove boil. Then I'll show you exactly how we go about, as we call it, picking up the fish. Which is basically separating the pieces, taking out the big pieces of bone, and so on. Alright, so I'll be back to show you exactly how that is done. Okay guys, so as you can see, our fish has been at a rolling boil for about 8 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this water off, put some fresh water on, have it again boil for about 5 minutes, and then we are ready. We would at that point have enough salt out of the fish so we can go ahead and process it. Alright. Okay guys, so our mackerel has been double boiled and has now been cooled down. So what we did, took it off the stove, run it under some cold water or some room temperature water, get it cool enough to handle. All right. Now, some persons may go ahead and strip this little outer layer. All right. It's just a little film that you could just go ahead and strip off. While some persons don't really care. All right. But if you do, you could just go ahead and strip that off. There's no scales on this, but that little outer skin, you could strip that off if you choose to. All right. So let's use a fork or anything you have and just scrape it, put it aside. All right, so after scraping this off, you can go ahead and run it one more time under the pipe to make sure that you get that little film totally out of your container. Okay guys, so the next part of the process now includes, as we call it, picking up the fish. That's basically breaking it into smaller pieces. All right. So it's as simple as it's really based on your preference anyway. Some persons like the chunks to be bigger. Some persons like it to be smaller. You would locate this main bone. All right. This main bone all the way that goes all the way down. You take off the meat off of it, and you remove it just like this. Now, some person go ahead and just discard this, while if you grew up in the Caribbean, a lot of kids basically take this, and I'm not talking about small kids, both adults and children who can manage the bone, and just basically suck on this or just chew it, because it has a lot of salt and it tastes really good. All right, but you can go ahead and just discard this part of it. Then you're gonna go ahead and break your fish apart. Now I like the chunks to be a little bit bigger, so I'll just do it like this, or I could break this in two if you'd like to. All right. Now if you come across bones, you could go ahead and remove some. There's no way for you to remove all the bones, so you have to be very careful when you're giving this to children. All right. Just go ahead and break it apart. Do the same process. Find the main bone. Remove it. And bones like these long bones, you could go ahead and just take them out. Okay guys, so the next step in my process is I'm gonna add my onions to the pot. All right, now this is a frying pan, skillet, or Dutch pot that I'm gonna add my onions to first. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the onions just a little bit translucent. I'm gonna go ahead right now and add about half of my tomatoes. Alright, next I'm gonna add some of my bell peppers. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and add my salt mackerel. Okay, you then gently fold in your mackerel with the seasoning. Alright, at this stage I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of my garlic powder. Also I'm going to add some black pepper. Then I'm going to add some thyme leaves. And then just fold this in on itself. Alright, get your stove on low. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of my tomatoes and my bell peppers. I'm then going to add just a little bit of water. You can add a little bit of ketchup if you choose to. We'll then leave this to simmer for a few minutes. Okay guys, and here you have it. Salt mackerel made easy. Alright? Now just go ahead and try this one. Let me know how it turns out for you. And there you have it. Salt mackerel made easy. Now if you gained any knowledge from this video, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit that post notification bell as well so you'll be notified each time we post. Now if you prepare your salt mackerel a different way, drop that in the comment section so we could discuss it. And if there's any other recipe you'd like for us to try, drop that in the comment section as well and we'll be sure to get to it. Alright? And until next time, walk good, one love, and big up on yourself.